Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning to Be Prepared, and this is part 2 of the review for Vanquest Husky Personal Pocket Maximizer. If you did not see part 1, you might want to go back and check that out because that really gives a lot of the details and the design features of this organizer. Here in part 2, I want to go through and show you, for the purpose of this video, how I set it up as a small medical pouch for what you might want to call boo-boos. Nothing trauma, but cuts and scrapes and things that you might just need band-aids and things like that for. Once we go over what's in the pouch, we'll try to show you a few ways of how you can utilize this pouch in your everyday carry. So to begin with, if you'll notice in the very front pocket, I put in a bandana. I thought that maybe, for an example, if you needed to have a little bit of ground covering for where you're working, for example, you just set that on there as you open it up, whatever you might need it for. I wanted to just have this, and you might could use this to build a makeshift sling or any number of things. Wrap up a scraped arm if you needed to make a covering for it. On the back of it, I just put a pair of medical shears, and you just move that and pull them right out. Now guys, remember, what I have in here, I'm not trying to state that this is what someone may or may not need in their medical kit. First and foremost, I put this kit together for the purpose of this video, just to show how one might organize everything in there and how much stuff you could get in here without overstuffing it, and still having some room though to add some different items. As we go and open up the bag on the inside, first thing you'll see is I have a little roll of tape, and I used a quick tie on the little paracord loop. I put in a little flashlight so that when you're doing a little bit of work out in the field, for an example, you can use that light to see what you're doing. I do prefer in my medical kits to have a headlamp, but right now, the way I put this together, I don't have anything like that, and I'm not sure how much room would be left in here to put a headlamp in there. Here, I just put a little bit of Carmex. I like to use that sometimes to put over a sore for just a little bit of ointment. In here, I put a pair of black gloves. I would ordinarily want to have a couple more pairs of gloves in there as well. For the way that I used this in the previous video, I only had one in there so that we could see the new orange ripstop that's in this new generation of this organizer. In the back, I used more of those craft baggies that you probably see in a lot of my videos. These little craft size baggies, you get them at Walmart, and they make about 3 or 4 different sizes. This one here just has a lot of different sized band-aids. Then I have some sterile pads, different types of hand wipes, alcohol swabs, and the such. Just put a little baggie of those in there. And we'll move this up here where you can get a little bit better look of everything. And then I put a little bit of duct tape. Duct tape you can use to cover up a cut or to wrap around your gauze or your bandage to help keep everything in place. So I have some just wrapped around like an old business card. Over here, I just put some Q-tips. If you needed to use a little bit of ointment, you could use the Q-tips to kind of move it around a little bit. Here I also just have a couple packs of antibiotic ointment. Here I have 3 small tampons. I like to keep those in my first aid kit because maybe one you might actually need to lend one to someone in need for one for their intentional need. But also, if you unwrap that and you roll it out, it does give you about a 6-inch piece of cotton that you could use to help with a wound as well. Okay, so over here I have a pair of tweezers. Next I have 5 safety pins. You could use these safety pins with the red bandana once you wrap something up, or if you need to make a little bit of a sling using the bandana and some paracord, you could use the safety pins to kind of hold the bandana in place. Next I have some super glue. Personally, I like to keep that in my first aid kit to close up small cuts that you really don't need stitches for, but you can use it for whatever. Okay, next I just have a couple things of Advil. And then in the very back here, set that down for a moment, I put a kit of Tums, anti-diarrhea, and nausea medicine, and anti-gas medicine. Just to have a few things, so if I'm on a hike or a little trip at work and things don't go as planned, I have a little bit of medicines, over-the-counter type stuff to use if I need it. Okay guys, so that's everything that I had in here. And again, this is the Vanquest Husky Personal Pocket Maximizer. What I'm going to do now is put all of this back in here real quick, and I want to show you just a simple way, actually 2 or 3, of utilizing this little pouch in everyday life. A lot of us have items that we want to use in a case of emergency or if we need to go somewhere, but sometimes we don't always do the best at carrying them on a regular basis because maybe we don't really have the room for them in the bag, or it makes the bag too heavy, or maybe we just simply don't like to have to get everything organized. So hopefully a couple of these ways that I'm about to show you, especially if you're new, it'll show you a couple of things to do. First, I'm going to take a pair of cargo pants right here. And I want to show you that while some organizers don't fit in pockets, this one actually can fit in some of your cargo pants. It slides right in there. You can close this one, but you have to kind of pull it too, like that. But it does fit right inside that cargo pocket. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way is, for those of you who aren't as familiar with MOLLE gear, you can buy little sticks like this. Essentially what happens is when you put it on the pack here, you're going to go under one, over the next level, under the next level. So you're alternating. And you're going to hold this pack in a very similar way. You'll hold it like this. So as you're weaving this in between the MOLLE gear here, you're also going to be weaving it through these right here. And to be honest, sometimes it does take a little bit of work. I'm going to try to do this one right here to give you a little bit of an idea. I'm going to put it on that top one first. Then the next one. Let me turn the bag this way. Might be just a little bit easier. Once you do it a couple of times, you'll get the hang of it a little bit, and you'll find little tricks to make it go just a little bit easier for you. Okay, and then you snap that closed. And what I just did, if you couldn't see how it snapped, the way Vanquest designed theirs is it snaps back and forth. So you pull it forward to make it click right here where it latches onto the fabric. And then to undo it, you just push it back and it loosens this up and it slides right out. Ordinarily, you might want to put 2 of these sticks inside it when you're holding it for the purpose of the video, just to make it a little bit more quick. I just put 1. As you can see, that thing, it's not going anywhere. It's an amazing fit. Let me go ahead and take that off. That came undone a little bit. Okay, so if I wanted to use this very quickly, all you would have to do is to unsnap it, pull it right out, and it comes right off. So that's one way that you can use that. Another way is to take either a carabiner or a grimlock. The grimlocks have a little slot right here, and that is so that when you go to put it on some of this MOLLE strapping here, you stick it right through it like that, and then the MOLLE strip slides into that. And it is a little bit of a tight fit sometimes, but just fold it down like that, and it's right in place. And then you can just close it and open it as needed, okay? So another way you could use this pouch if you didn't want to take the time to do the MOLLE sticks, you just take this, open up the grimlock, put it in, close it up, and you're good to go. Okay, and then when you carry the bag around, it's always going to be accessible, but it's just going to be right there on the end. Another way on some of the Vanquest bags, and other bags have these as well, and if I can take this off right here real quick, you could also take this, and even another regular carabiner, and just slide that right in there, put the loop on it, boom, and it's there. It rides a little bit higher, and maybe while it's on your pack, it may not sling around as much. Okay? Now, there is one other way that you can carry this pouch. It's more for the advanced users, and this could be a little bit challenging for some, so I'm going to try to walk you through it. You want to very carefully open up the zipper of your bag. And then the very hard part is you want to take the organizer and put it inside. Pretty hard, huh? No, but seriously, you can always use it just as a very simple module inside your bag. It fits in most pockets pretty well because it's not overly big, and you're good to go. Okay guys, well this was just a little quick video for those of you that wanted to see the contents of the organizer that we reviewed. Again, that is not the kit that I carry on a normal basis. I put it together for the purpose of this video. And then we had just a few ways of utilizing that pouch on a day-to-day basis. Alright guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Have any questions or comments? Feel free to throw them in the comment section.